Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. I hope everybody's having a fantastic little day. How's everybody doing? Hey, dude, man, what's up?
What's up? Forgot to share the link. I'm sharing it now, man. Quit nagging me.
Stop being so irresponsible, man.
We're
Stop being so irresponsible. How is everybody doing? Hello, everybody. AP's lateness lost not over 10 minutes. That's right. I actually did very, very well under the circumstances. We were supposed to go on live on a different topic, but then changed due to changing conditions last minute or last hour. Then I decided to go live about a different topic. So, lots of stuff is going on right now. Tomorrow I will be traveling for the rest of the week, so I won't be live until probably Sunday. Gonna head over to LA. It's actually gonna be my first time in California. It's kind of a funny thing. I've been in America forever, but I've never been to California for some reason.
Well,
whenever something
it sucks, that's why.
Whenever something did come up to go to California, it somehow got canceled, or I canceled it. Which is also odd because I'm not very well known for canceling things. You know? Yeah. So that is very interesting. And I'm going there for something very, very good and something very, very important, which everyone shall, inshallah, see very, very soon. Pop up on their notifications and all that, which I will also share. Gonna go there to record some important things on some important shows and to have some further conversations. All those who want to support the works and everything, help out the channel, support us on apostateprophet.com/donate, which you can find in the description. I'm trying to make sure that we grift as hard as possible so that we can grift and build this channel on grift. So if you want to support the grift, go on apostateprophet.com/donate. Hey, I should call it apostateprophet.com/grift, actually. That'd be fine.
That would be funnier. Support the grift. We should say support the grift all the time.
Libre says, is this about the new IRA or Citizen Irish Army? I don't know. I haven't really looked into it very much. All I saw was declarations by Irish and British news that there is such a declaration by the new IRA that they want to, in very severe and decisive ways, make immigrants leave Ireland. But I haven't further looked into it, aside from listening to a few guys who frequently talk about these things, like British podcasters, like Leo Kearse and other people. I think Carl Benjamin, Sargon of Akkad, mentioned it. I, for different reasons, watch his videos quite a bit nowadays. A big recommend. But I haven't read anything further on it. I have also not seen any action so far. And I think this announcement was first made several days ago. And the announcement was within 24 hours, we will take actions or something like that. And I think those 24 hours have passed. So I don't really know what that is all about. Somebody inform me, or I will inform myself later as I'm traveling. Jack Ray, pointless super chat to get the #1 spot in Be Silly. Thank you.
Well, that is pretty crazy. After all these years, these Irish guys are like, these immigrants are here to steal our pot of gold. They're here to steal our frosted Lucky Charms. We will not allow this. What?
Yeah. Ireland is also kind of it's a big mess with those who are a little bit familiar with the history. Has been a big mess, calmed down over the last few decades, and then the whole invasions of immigrants started, and that is quite interesting how this is all going to unfold. So, today's live stream is about the following, which is that we must oppose Islam. This is, of course, big news. Why are you laughing, man?
I was just thinking about the Irish. I'll be like, okay, you Muslims, when all you were talking about is how you want cousin marriage, we were on the same page with that, but We will not have you ruining our whiskey.
Randy Bales gifted 1 Apostate Prophet membership. Thank you so much for expanding the cult and leading more and more people to be entrapped in here. Ida Rugosa made a super sticker. Ida, what's up? Ida is beast. Mort Akram made a super sticker. Thank you so much, Mort Akram. Really, really appreciate it. So it is it says, so it is it. I hope things are getting better. Selfishly hoping your struggles will resolve so I can get back to proving how good I am at being a Discord mod. I need to get back to that. Long overdue, but thank you. I really appreciate that. Paul said, "AP, can we get Zoot Mambo number 5 song?" Yes, we should.
Zoot Mambo number 5.
I will explore the opportunities and options. We will get back to you on that. You're finished, laddie. I come on in time for the Irish talk. Nice. The Irish talk. Ireland is a mob. They supported jihad. Good luck with that. I think it is more nuanced than that. But Ireland itself, the government, it is difficult in their politics and in their policies, which is that Ireland, because of their strong opposition to Britain, because of their own personal issues, basically found itself doing the opposite of whatever Britain does, and then siding with those that Britain is against, or those who are against Britain. And then when it comes to geopolitics, global politics, also very oddly and weirdly siding with movements and groups that are clearly anti-West and anti-Britain. However, that said, I am also doing it injustice because it is far more complicated. Mumbo number 30, says Sheikh Croc.
Mumbo number 30.
So it is. You're welcome. It's been super easy since there's not much going on there right now. I'm Geiger Counter on Discord. Also surprisingly good Irish accent. Me? That was terrible, I think, but thank you. Northern Ireland is UK. It is indeed. It is indeed. Oh, gosh. No, you're going to have Irish people crying because I said that. David, you might not be familiar, but there's a very, very big issue. If you say that Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom, then all the Irish nationalists will start being, no, it's all Ireland. How dare you? How dare you? You're sick. It's it's very messed up. Irish are Europe's biggest edgelords. Buddy the Rabbit, Erin Gobrach. I don't know, Gobrach. I have no idea what that means, but yes, apparently. Anschacht says, keep up the fantastic work, guys. Unfortunately, the world still isn't grasping the malice built into Islam. I'm genuinely thankful for the years of shedding light on the subject. I've learned so much from it. Thank you. And we will continue. We haven't even begun to peak. So, I want to watch one video which just came up on my feed. That is Andrew Wilson making some announcements. Andrew Wilson, who is widely known as David Wood's best friend. I want to have a look at his announcements because Andrew Wilson is supposed to debate Candace Owens soon. They came to an agreement apparently that they will have a debate on the murder of Charlie Kirk, and he just published a video in which he is fundraising, but also giving some background. So I'm a little bit interested here.
Everyone an update of exactly where we are. Let me give everyone an update.
It's super quiet.
Andrew, what the hell, man? Fine, I'm not going to watch the video. Andrew, before
you can still hear it, it's just quiet. You can still hear it. It's not insanely quiet.
Andrew, before you publish the video, make sure it has actually proper volume.
Why don't you turn up the volume on your system or on
I would
YouTube?
have to download this video and because this is already maximum volume. This is literally.
It would take like 10 seconds to download that video.
Iasonas the Acadian says, AP became Christian? Have you been living under a rock or something?
What's going on here? I see a cross in his background and not Baphomet like before.
I am a Christian. I have indeed become a Christian. And I am very, very happy for that. So yes, to answer your question, yes, I am indeed a Christian. Let me see if I can do this. Nothing is working right now to make that work. Very, very professional, of course.
Let me give every.
This is your life, man. Your life is doing live streams.
One viral tweet, Candace hired another Jew lawyer. Pull. Nice. Nasara says, I'm just here to watch the systematic removal of the leather straps. Very, very nice. Let's look at something. Let's look at other things. I want to talk about why we must oppose Islam, as if it was unclear. Meanwhile, maybe I can manage to actually download that video. Here is David's video.
Won't have to worry about any audio problems with my video. I make some loud.
Make some noise. All right, let's have a look at this.
The messenger of Allah said, in paradise, the believer will be given such and such strength for women. Anas said, I asked, O Allah's messenger, will one be able?
What? Who said?
Anas.
Oh, okay.
To do that, have the certain strength for women in paradise. He said, he will be given the strength of 100 men.
Now the question is, how do you get
the
strength of 100 men in Islam?
You get it from behind.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Muhammad got it from behind on the night of Al-Zut.
It's kind of your initiation into Islamic paradise.
Yes, exactly. That's how it is.
100 men. Why is this relevant? O Allah's messenger, will we have sexual intercourse with our wives in paradise? He said, the man will be able to have sexual intercourse with 100 virgins in one day. 100 virgins per day. Now you wonder, well, they wouldn't be virgins for long then, but Allah's got the solution here. So we have the Quran and we have the commentary of Jalalain. Verily, we have created them with an unmediated creation, namely the wide-eyed houris. These are your virgins in paradise. We created them without the process of birth and made them virgins, immaculate. Every time their spouses enter them, they find them virgins, nor is there any pain of being deflowered. So that's nice. They don't feel the pain, but every time you sleep with one of your virgins, that night Allah miraculously restores her virginity so that you can deflower her again the next day. And you can do this with 100 virgins in a day. This is Islamic paradise. But it's about to get worse. So here's the Quran. It says, Surah 78. We'll look at two translations here because this gets translated very differently based on whether you're going literally or giving an interpretation. Surely for the God-fearing awaits a place of security, gardens and vineyards and maidens with swelling breasts, like of age and a cup overflowing. So this was translated here by a non-Muslim as maidens with swelling breasts. But look at this one. Surely for those who guard against evil is achievement, gardens and vineyards, and those showing freshness of youth, equals in age, and a pure cup. So one with swelling breasts and this one showing freshness of youth. Well, what's going on here? Well, we're about to find out. But the word here refers to budding breasts, just when the breasts just start to develop. And so that's why some would translate it as freshness of youth. You're very, very young. And so these are the virgins you get in paradise. Let's look at commentary here, assembled by the website Islam QA. Based on that, we say to you that with regard to the literal translation of the word kawa'ib, that's what's translated as swelling breasts in one and freshness of youth in another, it is the plural of the word ka'ib, which refers to a female with developing breasts. Got that? Refers to a female with developing breasts. Ibn Faris said, ka'b comes from a sound root that is indicative of a thing beginning to develop and emerge. It's just starting to develop. From the same root comes the word ka'b, which refers to the ankle, which is the bone on the two sides of the lower leg where it meets the foot, and the word Kaaba, which refers to the house of Allah, may he be exalted. It is so called because of its prominence and its square shape. A woman is described as ka'ib when her breasts begin to develop. They've got sources there. And then at the bottom it says, this is the literal meaning of the word in terms of linguistic roots. This is what the word means. We may say something similar about describing a woman as ka'ib in Arabic. It is not intended as an erotic physical description of any part of the woman's body, as much as it is intended as a description of the girl in terms of the emergence of the signs of femininity in her, as an indication of her young age and youthfulness, so that men would be attracted to her. At this age, the signs of femininity begin to appear in the girl. The point of using this word is not to describe the size of the breasts or to note their form or shape. Rather, the purpose is to highlight the woman's youthfulness, that her breasts have just started to bud. Ibn al-Jawzi, may Allah, blah, 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 said, the woman is a tifla.
What's wrong with you, man? Why are you so disrespectful?
I don't know. I'm born this way.
So this is clearly describing developing little girls in paradise, isn't it? That's what you get if you go to heaven.
Yeah, this is the point in the context of the debate. Interesting. I didn't prepare at all for this debate. We had two debates. One, I put together my opening statement and my PowerPoint beforehand. That's on whether the Bible is immoral. Then the second one is about whether the Quran is immoral. I didn't put together anything for that. It's just during the first debate, I'm like, my attitude was, I'll see how Jake is acting. If we're on friendly terms, I'll go in one direction. If he's being a jerk, I'll go in a different direction. So he's being a jerk. So I was like, you know what? Just going to bring up what everything is aiming at in Islam. It's all aiming at an eternity of deflowering prepubescent girls who remain prepubescent forever. And so that's the ultimate aim of Islam, an eternity of deflowering prepubescent girls. So anyway.
Nice.
And so, yes, this is what you guys keep in mind. I mean, this is actually insane, right? So we all hear about the virgins of paradise and stuff. We all hear about the houris. People don't realize how lots of Muslims don't realize how messed up this is. That the girls, the houris of paradise, they're at the breast bud stage, right? That's right when your body starts to transform. So this is in Islam, and this is in the sources. This is 2 stages before menstruation. So long before the age of menstruation, that's the age of the girls that Muslims believe they will spend eternity deflowering, 100 virgins per day. And they're all little girls forever. That's what these guys are waging jihad for, to get that reward. Pretty sick.
Sounds like a pedo paradise.
That's what it is.
Little girl when she is small, Walida when she begins to walk, the next stage, then a ka'ib when her breasts begin to appear, then a nahid when they increase in size, then masar when she reaches the age of puberty. Notice the ka'ib stage is 2 stages before they consider her pubescent. Then a kaud when she reaches the age of a young woman. So the budding breast stage is 2 stages before the girl begins to menstruate. Here are the Tanner stages. Notice breast budding stage is Tanner stage 2. That's considered the very earliest part of puberty. Today, in Islam, that's not considered puberty. So these girls are considered prepubescent. Deflowering virgins for all eternity. This is what Muslims are aiming at. This is...
Oh, I hope nobody saw that. That was a photo I wasn't supposed to show publicly. But, yeah.
a literal eternity of deflowering, breast budding stage girls. So this is actually infinite in Islam.
You're talking about, Islamic understanding or conception of what is...
So hang on. So we have it all described and we have it all clear that that Islam basically promises and Muslims basically look forward to a heaven in which they can deflower little girls.
Yep. I describe Islamic paradise, and then you get Jake's response. Not, oh, you're wrong, David. No, that's metaphorical. None of that stuff. You get Jake's response. Man.
Yeah.
Let's see what Jake thinks about all of that. I wonder if Jake thinks, no, that is disgusting. Of course, this is not true.
Afterlife and heaven is that, you know, men get to have sex with all these virgin girls. And so what? Are you jealous, Dave? Just become a Muslim and maybe things can turn around for you and you can make it to paradise too. What do you want to, you think we're just going to go up there, we're going to go to heaven and we're going to get subsumed into the light of Christ and we're just going to feel like a little, you know, secret feeling in our chest or something, the burning of the bosom?
I noticed him using the word burning in the bosom.
Yeah, that's some Mormon stuff. And that's about now. That's about like it. That's what shows you the truth of Mormonism, not something about paradise.
The thing is, I have noticed him several times use that word, that phrasing, burning in the bosom or burning of the bosom. He even used that when I debated him recently about how inconsistent it was about whether Islam or Christianity is true. He also said, for some weird reason, he brought up that I started believing in Christianity because I went to the wall in Jerusalem and had a burning in the bosom, which never happened. But that's how he described my conversion to Christianity. I don't know what so his obsession with this whole feeling of having a burning in the bosom. I wonder if this is because he just really wants to feel that and he doesn't feel that way or something like that. I don't know what
he does seem obsessed.
I just want to feel that burning in the bosom. Why can't I have this?
What are you going to do? Play solitaire up there? Sounds pretty boring to me.
Yeah, you
Right.
catching that, guys? That's his view. You know, from a Christian perspective, you ultimately want to be in the presence of God. That's your goal. He said, no, that would be boring. That would be boring. You need to spend eternity deflowering prepubescent girls. What are you, jealous?
That says a lot about the whole about Muslims, about Islam, and also about Jake here, right? Let's first come to that before we talk about the implications of this and the impacts on society and on Muslims, and the impacts on how they view girls, how they view women, and why we should keep this ideology, this evil thing, out of every place. Actually, it says a lot about them, about Islam, and about people like Jake. That they think, oh, I don't just want to be real. I just don't want to have the reward of my God, Allah. I don't just want to go and be fulfilled and be up there in eternity and all that. No, I want to live the rest of my eternal life having sex and banging little girls and drinking wine. That's what I want to do for the rest of my eternity. Otherwise, it would be boring. It would be boring otherwise. It's also this funny thing that he actually thinks in terms of things getting boring in heaven. He's supposed to believe that in paradise, in heaven, everything is perfect. You don't have these negative feelings and this bad stuff. But he somehow thinks that if you don't in heaven, if you don't have sex with little virgins, with prepubescent virgins or anything like that, it'll all just be boring. It's not worth it anyway. So you have to do stuff, you have to achieve things so that you can achieve the ultimate goal of going up there and having sex all the time, 24/7 or forever just. And the best way to do it, the ultimate, the greatest, most wonderful thing, of course, is to constantly have sex with little girls. With little girls. That is the greatest thing to look forward to.
Prepubescent.
Little prepubescent girls. If this is your understanding of what the best thing is, of the greatest thing to achieve up in heaven, what does that say about your outlook on women, on girls in general? He thinks it is an absolutely fantastic thing to have sex with little prepubescent girls. That is how he looks at things. Muslims think it's the best and greatest thing to just be rewarded with having sex with endless girls, virgins that have no agency and nothing to decide that are just given to you by the greatest pimp there is. The greatest pimp there is. He's the greatest of pimps, the best of pimps, Allah. That he not only lets you have sex with his women in exchange for money temporarily, he builds women. He builds little girls for you, little prepubescent girls for you that you can have sex with forever, because that's the best thing you can do. You can rape them. That's the ultimate greatest thing in Islam. That's what you do forever. That's your reward for being a Muslim. It is incredible how sick this religion is, man. It's absolutely messed up how sick this religion is. So much so that is seen as the greatest reward, but a genuine devotion and love for God is seen as something boring and stupid. That is the Muslim perspective. That is Jake's perspective. And I don't know how else to put these things, to put them mildly. These are just the messed up things that we have to talk about because we're talking about Islam. David, I see that you haven't added any commentary to this video. You just added it right there.
I thought that kind of summed up everything. Didn't need to add anything. Could have added myself going, whoa, he just admitted everything I said and bragged about it.
It is pretty messed up. Does it surprise people that there is a very, very widespread trend among people who come from the Muslim world to start having grooming gangs, to start treating women, girls so poorly, so badly, to start rape? Is it really such a bad surprise that they have such a low view of women, of girls, that they think girls are just our possession, women are simply our possession? Does it really surprise people that they look at women this way? Look at girls this way. This is Paul Williams. He posted the following: with hijab, without hijab, or without hijab, with hijab. And this is how Muslim men see themselves. We don't even have to interpret it or say anything about it. They see themselves as little bugs, as little insects that will just go and run and start climbing on top of a little girl that's not wearing a hijab. Whereas if she is wearing a hijab, they will abstain from going and climbing all upon her and raping her. This is how they view women, how they view girls. Girls just have to put the veil on them so that we can be kept in, so that we don't get aroused and start climbing on them and having sex with them. That is how it is, man.
By the way, I mean, there's something accurate about that in a Western context, where if they have a bunch of non-Muslim girls around, they'll target the non-Muslim girls. Yeah. But as far as girls being safe from Muslims if they're wrapped up, dude, the Mecca during the Hajj is the sexual assault capital of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are people who just go there and are constantly groping on every part of the woman as she's, supposedly at the best religious experience of her life, and it's a sexual assault fest.
I've heard it from so many people.
It's all over the place. But what's crazy is it's kind of true, right? Like you're going to the holiest site of Islam, and people are trying to feel up on your holes at the holiest site. And guess what? Yeah, that's eternity. That's what these guys are getting, a little piece of paradise right there. Anyway, sick stuff.
It is a very weird thing. I mentioned this before, but I was exposed to that when I was a young teenager, and my own parents went to the pilgrimage to Mecca And one of the things, by the way, good comment. Johanna says Islam enables no self-control. This is the thing. Islam doesn't really teach that. It teaches to blame the others, to blame women in this case, because otherwise they have to cover themselves so we don't uncontrollably molest them. That's what the Quran basically teaches. The women should cover themselves up so they don't get molested by our men. So when I was a young teenager, my parents went to the pilgrimage. I don't exactly remember how old I was, but whatever. They went to the pilgrimage, and we had people visiting to prepare my parents to go there. And one of the things that they said really stuck out to me, and it was very weird. And to this day, I haven't forgotten that, which is, so one of the family friends came over to visit in preparation, and they had already done the pilgrimage to Mecca, to the Kaaba. And they gave the advice to my parents, to my father, always make sure that you keep her, my mother, very close to you, that she's always immediately by your side. The men in your group must make sure that they completely encircle and protect the women who are in their group, and don't let others get too close to them during the pilgrimage. If you are in Mecca and you need to get from one place to another and you take a taxi, a cab, always make sure, I forgot exactly how it is, but that you enter first and then her, that she exits first and then you exit, and so on and so forth. So very strict instructions on be careful, protect the woman, because over there they will try to take advantage of the woman. They will try to grope the woman. They will try to, take her to places without her consent. We know enough stories. I've heard enough stories. One of the people who were on here on the channel, Nuria Khan, who has her own channel, she talked about her experience about being actually taken during their visit to Mecca and being kidnapped and abused. And others having experienced the same thing. We've had entire news stories breaking years ago of during the whole Me Too thing, where Muslim women were trying to make it a Kaaba Me Too thing, which then quickly got shut down because so many women get molested over there, even when they are covered. It is a sick religion. And of course, when they can't touch the women, they make sure to try and molest the poor black stone. This is not a scene from the Night of the Al Zut, although it is very close.
Man, I think that whole black stone thing represents Muhammad's butthole, and they're all imitating the Night of Al Zut or something. Like this is what the Night of Al Zut would have been like. It would have been exactly like this, except there would have been Muhammad there. It's not pagan when we do it.
Smooching. It wasn't only me making that sound. You can hear this. It is pretty messed up. Finally, I have you. David, isn't there a report that on the Day of Judgment, the black stone will come to life?
Yep. Yep, that thing's alive, man.
So on the Day of Judgment, this little black stone that all of these guys are collectively molesting, will come to life. It will have eyes and a mouth, and it will start saying, "Oh yeah, I know this one. He kissed me a lot. He kissed me too much. I really didn't like it. That one, he didn't even look at me." To testify against or for the Muslims. It's a very important stone. So when you're there, make sure to smooch it as much as you want, and meanwhile hump each other in the attempt. This poor guy, man, sounds like Muhammad on the Night of Al Zut. Anyways, I think I have the video now. Let me see. So let's see. Let's see.
It was all very professional, man. It's possibly the most professional show I've ever been on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
If I had to describe this live stream in one word, it would be professional.
Thank you. That's very good, man. I like that. So here's Andrew Wilson with his update.
Let me give everyone an update of exactly
Can't hear
where
anything.
we are.
You can't hear anything?
No, I'm just kidding.
A few weeks ago, Brian Atlas, a friend of mine who runs the Whatever podcast,
Whatever, man.
offered up $100,000 for Candace Owens to debate with me about the murder of Charlie Kirk on his platform. He eventually raised it to $150,000, to which I said I would match it if we could actually debate on neutral ground. I expressed this story recently on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Was he all serious?
Candace and her fans' reactions were volatile, to say the least. She issued a strange counter that I needed to pay her $500,000 and that TPUSA needed to, quote, claim me. Now, I don't work for TPUSA, so I couldn't grant that concession, as it would have been a lie. She followed with an offer of me paying $300,000 to debate her at her home on the topic of if Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk and if he was a federal patsy or not. Obviously, this gives massive advantages to Owens, but I'm never one to back down from a debate challenge, even if I think the terms are fundamentally unfair. We entered into negotiations, and during those negotiations, Joe Rogan contacted us both, asking to host our debate. This is perhaps something you guys don't know. Obviously, I thought that changed everything, as that would guarantee the biggest platform for both of us to make our case on neutral ground.
That would have been one of the biggest debates in history.
That would have been crazy, man.
Yeah, on the biggest podcast, one of the biggest topics of the past 2 years, and these two, that would have been massive. But yeah, sounds like Candace wants to keep it on her own platform because, come on.
Yeah, she wants to have control over it. She doesn't want to get crushed. In the Zoot sense.
Owens declined. No control, you see. She insisted it be at her home still, even after Rogan said he would come in on his off day to do the debate, and I would still give her the $300,000. You would think if she was actually trying to change the minds of normies and reach a new audience, that's where she would go, but sadly, no. After many rounds of negotiations and a new moderator stepping in who assures us it'll be fair, we came to an agreement.
Hold on, isn't that Tim Pool? Is that Tim Pool? I saw something about Tim Pool. What?
Oh man.
It's Tim Pool, right?
It's not Tim Pool.
No, it's not. I thought it was Tim Pool. Who is it?
Tim Pool was trolling.
Oh, okay.
And people fell for it.
I saw people talk about Tim Pool moderating earlier. That's funny trolling, though.
This is what he did. Wait, we'll watch it in a second. Okay.
The $300,000, and it has been confirmed by her staff and to us that it has been sent. I am going to clear the air on a few things. I wasn't some Charlie Kirk fanboy. In fact, I had and still have my disagreements with him.
So Candace's team confirmed.
Candace's Owen has confirmed. And meanwhile, Andrews Wilson has confirmed as well. It's funny. It's funny hearing a foreign Turk guy try to use basic English. It's pretty funny.
Candace's team has confirmed that they have received $300,000.
By the way, don't do that with my name. It doesn't work as well.
David's what? What's wrong with you, man?
I said don't do it. You literally do it.
Candace confirmed that she has received the $300,000.
But I always thought TPUSA did way more good than it did harm to the conservative movement. But I will never forget the series of TikTok invasions I did post Charlie's death only to watch the lunatic left laughing and mocking and having the time of their lives watching the spiral of chaos that came after. It was enraging, to say the least. I know I'm not a very nice man. I get that.
Fine, man. I wanted to give David the update later on, but here, Patrick Pitt David is the moderator.
Oh, okay.
Which, in my opinion, is not a great choice, but that's fine. The debate will be handled. Actually, I think it might lead to Patrick Pitt David actually having better information on this topic, because I think Andrew Wilson can deliver the facts properly. No, I don't know Patrick Pitt David to be a very good listener, but I think this could help convince him of the facts, which could lead to him speaking to more people and holding them to account.
But I am a very kind man. I lamented many times to my wife how god-awful the family and friends of Charlie must feel about what happened to him after he died. Trying to find some new normal under intense media scrutiny, balancing duty and obligation with remorse, regret, and overwhelming sin.
I doubt that this is actually him in the video, because he hasn't smoked in 3 minutes, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's pretty much impossible.
Yeah.
Badness. My stated objective for my platform, The Crucible, has been unwavering, and I've never strayed from its goal. Destroy the left. Take them on everywhere on their own turf, outside their turf, at their events, in their safe spaces, challenge them everywhere and destroy their ideas. Be unrelenting, never stop, and not one step back. This woman, Candace, has been terrorizing both the widow of Charlie Kirk and the organization he left behind. It's obvious her stated goal is to destroy the largest conservative college and high school outreach program currently in existence. Do I disagree with a lot of TPUSA ideas? I do. I would rather try to change them, though, than burn down the only organization in my lifetime to really get a foothold in academia.
AP, you are the best. Thank you. I appreciate that. But
What?
you should also remark that I'm the best at humility and the most humble. So you should always keep that in mind.
Bar none, he is the most humblest. Number one at the top of the humble list.
The thing conservatives have wanted for 60 years. In the following weeks, I will be relentlessly attacked from the Candace Owens cult for daring to put their leader to the question.
Wait a minute.
What are your criteria of a cult? Prove that it is a cult.
Hey, wait a minute. When you called the Orthobros a cult, didn't he say that you are
he flipped out.
mischaracterizing them?
Yeah, he flipped out.
because they don't technically fit the definition of what makes something a cult.
Yeah. The rules change, man. The rules change.
Why is he suddenly referring to something as a cult that does not?
Yeah, and he was
fit
like,
the
"No,
criteria
no,
for cult.
cults will separate you from your family. We do not separate people from their families." Okay, does Candace Owens separate people from their families and stuff?
To be fair, she probably does. So.
And for daring to question the questioners. I accept that as a side effect of challenging what has become a powerful industry of conspiracy peddling, true crime nonsense, which has a sycophantic and cult-like following. They have been at it for days, going through everything they can possibly dig up about me to hurt me, as there is multitudes of millions of dollars on the line for these creators, and they will stop at nothing to protect their interests, regardless of the lives they destroy along the way. Many creators and private individuals have reached out to help me with this financial burden, and they understand the fallout which is likely to come for me and my family for doing the right thing when it mattered the most. Now, to be clear, I have already sent Candace the $300,000 and fulfilled my end of the contract with her. If you guys want to help me in bearing that cost and help cushion the overwhelming attacks from her sycophants, here's where you can donate. Many of us are in this
Oh, look, he's grifting.
You
fight.
see, he's a grifter. This is the proof. He already had the money and it had already been sent, and he said he had tons of backing, and now he's asking for donations of $300,000. This is the proof that the entire Orthopro community is nothing but grifters.
Lose. Maybe I can do something to change its course for the entirety of the conservative movement. Promise made, promise kept. Thank you for your time.
All right, so they sent. It was the host of the whatever podcast. He offered
House of the Rising Sun.
$150, and then Andrew also added $150,000. So they sent $300,000 over to Candace Owens. Candace Owens.
Wait, what? Wait, whoa! You were saying whatever podcast?
Yeah, the host of the whatever podcast gave $150,000.
Yeah. Hang on, because I don't know when he was saying that, I was assuming that the host of the whatever podcast was offering that to be on his channel. So I don't know if that, like, would he still pay the $150,000 to have it on Candace's channel?
I think so. I think so. So in any case, they have sent her $300,000 over, and now he's fundraising to meet that money that's been. I kind of don't know how I feel about this, because it's on the one hand, I really badly want to see Candace Owens confronted on her nonsense by an actual debater. On the other hand, she receives $300,000 from this.
I think the idea is she's made way more than that off of this, and will continue. So if Andrew can actually, like, derail the Candace grifting off Charlie's death train, that then even if she gets $300,000, she'll still be losing money. I guess that's the theory. But even that, if someone, and they're probably like who would kind of be better than Andrew at this right now? Got to give credit where it's due.
Whoa, David admits Andrew is the best.
Something like this.
David Wood admits Andrew Wilson is the best.
Andrew's a machine. I'm just trying to figure out how they're going to try and take away his advantages here, because he has massive advantages over Candace. So I'm wondering what kind of rules they're going to try to impose where they would try to take away those advantages. That's one of the reasons she wants it on her home turf, where she feels most comfortable, where she is surrounded by her people, sending her all the information like they normally do and stuff, so she can just, like, speak rapidly and, you know, hope that her fans don't notice how insanely stupid she sounds. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's not about Candace making money or anything like that. You want this nonsense exposed. And even if Candace got $1 million out of being exposed, it would still be good for her to be exposed. That's all.
I'm going to clip this as David Wood admits Andrew Wilson is the best at this.
Andrew Wilson's a big giant douche, but he's really good at this sort of thing. So
nice. No, I want to say he also probably does this knowing that it's going to be worth it, because he spends money. He's not sure if he's going to get that money back in fundraising. However, it's going to be a very big debate. It's going to be viewed by millions of people out there. It's going to make a big impact. And I just want to say, no matter if you like or dislike Andrew Wilson, no matter what you think his motives are here in this case, he's doing something good, something noble, you could say, and he's directly taking on the Candace Owens, who has led a campaign of pure evil after Charlie's death, going after his dead body, going after his grieving widow, going after his family and everything that he left behind. And she must be confronted and taken on and finished regarding all those things that she does, and exposed. And I'm glad that he does it, and I hope he will do his best and expose her and finish the case and reveal her as a joke, and millions will see it. Part of me still thinks that the debate is not going to take place. However,
That's what I've
hope it
said.
does-
I've said I thought someone's going to derail it. Someone's going to derail it. But I hope that doesn't happen. But
Nick,
if you're anywhere on Candace's side, you have to know that this is going to be bad for her. So,
Yeah.
and she has to know that this is going to be bad for her. And so you're thinking 300,000, is it really worth it? Come up with some excuse to, oh no, he made this video and said this. That's it. Debate off or something like that. But I don't know. It sounds like he sent money over. So I don't know if our contracts got things locked in. I don't know. Weird stuff.
there's no amount of truth or rationality that will change the mind of Candace's followers. I think so too, but you can change those who are
No.
on the
Yeah, guys. There's a spectrum. There's a spectrum.
Yeah.
You have the diehard Candace followers, and then you have, you do have people whose minds can be changed, and you do have people who haven't followed everything, so they're kind of on the fence, and so you do have people whose minds can be changed here. So, yeah. Your concern in a debate is never the people who will never change their minds. That's not your focus. It's not, okay, here are people who will never in a million years change their position. That's not your focus. Those aren't the people you're focusing on in a debate. You're focusing on the people who are actually like still considering, or whose minds could be changed.
I saw this post on my feed under this commentary to this video. It says N1SB, and I thought it looked kind of like this, not in the Zoot sense.
Yeah, they're trying to copy our stuff, man.
Yeah. Hey, stop copying us, man. This
Yeah.
is how this is the original, not in the Zoot sense. Not one step back. Not in the Zoot sense. I agree with this comment too, Alex Velisenko. Nick Matao should debate Candace. I think that would be much better. But Nick has a long way to go, and I don't think Candace would have agreed to it. Candace smelled money and heard money and was like, "Oh, okay, maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do this. More money."
Yeah, I think Nick Mateo's at the next DebateCon. I think I saw his name out there as debating at DebateCon. That'll be cool.
That'd be cool. I'm also there. I'll be debating the greatest Muslim apologist ever.
Why?
Matt Walsh said earlier, I will step up and moderate the Kenneth Owens-Andrew Wilson debate on the one condition that the arguments are presented via freestyle interpretive dance. This will heal America.
They could have a follow-up after that. They should, just to show that they're good sports. They should agree to do that afterwards.
Yeah, that would be nice. He also said that he himself will moderate with freestyle interpretive dance. So that's good. That's very, very good. So what Tim Pool did was actually quite funny, and it exposed quite some stuff. Where's Tim Pool's post? Where'd Tim Pool go? Where did I put Tim Pool, man?
I'm looking for that Matt Walsh post so I can post a funny GIF file. I said GIF. I said GIF file.
It's GIF, man. Get it right. Tim Pool. So Tim Pool trolled earlier, and he said the following, and lots of people actually bought it and believed him. He said the following. Let's see where is it? Where is it? So there were multiple posts that he made, such as this. The debate is obviously going to be massive and everyone will want to see it. There's a lot of money on the line, and I know that finding a good moderator is hard when top personalities and the choice personalities decline. I am offering to officially moderate this debate. The issue is too important to all of us as a nation to ignore. Though I obviously have my opinions on the debate matter at hand, I believe I can be fair to all parties, even if they often can express deep passionate, which some find offensive. I do not believe this one debate will solve any of the disagreements among the parties involved, nor will it substantially change the nature of social media. But the question of whether we should be allowed to own roosters in suburban areas is one worth debating. I stand ready to moderate the great backyard rooster debate and perhaps advance this important issue to the national stage. He posted this, and people didn't read far enough. And then he at some point announced that he has been chosen to be the debater. What was that? And people started quote tweeting and were like, can you believe this? They actually picked Tim Pool. It was something like both sides have agreed.
That's That's some pretty high level trolling right there, man.
It was pretty good, but so many people, especially on in Candace Owens' camp, were like, "What? They chose Tim Pool? This is not just going to be a scam. Look, they're already setting it up. Give up our hopes and stuff like that." It's so ridiculous.
The Jews did this.
And oh yeah, here. As most of you are aware, I offered to moderate this extremely important debate yesterday due to the responsibility I feel toward the issue. I'm excited to announce both parties involved have invited me and accepted my offer to moderate this momentous debate. I promise to be impartial, and despite past statements on the issue, I will do my job fairly and professionally. And so on and so on. And they go further. But accusations of improper or illegal chicken ownership are serious, and the right to own a rooster in DC or any other metro suburban area is something that must be resolved. So you had so many people trying to point this out.
Why would there be community notes? Why would there be community notes there?
Including with people who proposed community notes, there were some people who haven't read far enough and who were pointing out that he's actually lying and that he has not been chosen to be the moderator. It's so ridiculous, man.
That's high level. I mean, one, he's trolling, getting a ton of interactions, but at the same time, he's kind of like showing an ongoing problem of people not like reacting without even paying attention to what they're reading.
Yeah, she's a kooky conspiracy theorist. You've got to be kidding me. I wouldn't let this loser anywhere near my home. She hasn't read it. We're being punked. I'm out. This is what Tim has become. Okay, this guy actually noticed it. Yeah, but Kenneth says absolutely not. She would never subject us to your whiny voice. Like, yeah, I clearly haven't read it. And then he started. He then pointed out, look, this is the problem with you guys. You never read the posts. You never read the context. You never read far enough. You fall for headlines. You fall for first lines. You fall for isolated quotes. This is what you guys do. That's the problem with all of you. That's basically the whole point that he was trying to do with his trolling, and he achieved it.
He's going to be using that for years. He's going to be pointing back to that for years and just, hey, well, I don't think you read this carefully. You know what? That reminds me of the time I...
It is pretty messed up. Let me take a few super chats here. I used to check my car because of them when husband was in the army. I was scared of them back then. Now if they can solve the problem, not so much. Oh, you were talking about the IRA or the
Irish.
Yeah. Jingoistic
trying
pig.
to steal your pot of gold.
Just remembered I suggested the 2-minute Robin Williams jihad video like 2 years ago. Still hope to see that. LOL. Also Daily Wire's movie trailer. I haven't seen the Robin Williams jihad video.
I saw that. I saw that when he recommended it here.
I have seen the movie trailer. I don't know if I can play it.
I haven't seen it.
I don't know if I can play it, though.
Why would people object to playing a movie trailer? Because it's more like free publicity. I don't know if that's any sort of a rule. If I were making trailers, I would say everyone is free all day, every day to play this on any channel as much as they want.
So Daily Wire on Daily Wire Plus is in the works of making a new video, which is now past production, I think, or post-production, whatever you call it. And it's going to be published. Ben Shapiro posted, the threat of radical Islam is real. Hollywood has refused to tell that story for 3 decades. Now we're saying the thing with the biggest, most audacious, funniest, and most kick-ass film Daily Wire has ever released. Here's the trailer. So they published the trailer.
What's the movie called?
Have some patience, man. It's called The Run, Hide, Fight.
Nah. I can't get past the run, man. There's no scenario where I run. I'm not going to watch it.
September 16th is when it's coming out. Let's see.
Your country is beneath contempt. We who love and serve Allah fought back.
Wait a minute, because there was no way I was going to watch it. Because when I read a title, the first word is run. I'm like, I'm not going for that, man. And the second word is hide, dude. Come on, I can't even get through your title. But this is sounding good, man. This is sounding right up our alley. Not in the zoot sense, but
Yeah.
And the Zionists from the scourge of secularism and the lands of unbelief.
Some of the lines are a little bit too on the nose, but
yeah, it kind of reminds me of what was that other movie where that guy like massacred the people?
I don't know.
The one that Elon's just shared, man, like a month ago.
Citizen Vigilante. Yeah.
Yeah, like Citizen Vigilante. I don't think that you're sending your best to us.
Yeah.
It's like regular talking points. Anyway.
I wish I was involved in somewhere here and told them, guys, you don't have to be so specific in your lines.
Mm-hmm.
So, this guy's in the movie. He was, he's quite the movie star. I think.
Wait, is that the dude who was Kang?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he got in trouble for like assault or something like that, and then he got kind of semi blacklisted until he was atoned appropriate. Dude, that's exactly like that other movie, Citizen Vigilante, where they got Army Hammer who got in trouble and so didn't have as many opportunities and so got hired, and then you got Kang here doing the same thing.
But yeah, in that case, I mean, the Citizen Vigilante guy, Army Hammer, he was canceled for different things, including stuff like cannibalism. I'm not sure why you would cancel someone, but a man's got to eat.
Yeah, he didn't actually, as far as we know, didn't eat someone. He just sounded to his girlfriends like he wanted to eat parts of them. Like he wanted to eat their ribs, and hey, can you give me a rib so I can eat it and stuff like that. Anyway.
So what?
In his defense.
Yeah. Whereas this guy was accused of hitting or hurting his girlfriend or something like that. But then the court things released that it came out that it was actually a fight where his girlfriend was also kind of messed up and she was chasing him across town and also beating him and all that. So they were beating each other up. I don't know.
What I'm hearing now is if I'm going to make my indie film, I'm going to make my indie film. And if I want let's say Meryl Streep and Leonardo DiCaprio in it, I just stir something up and get them embroiled in some huge controversy. They get them canceled for a while. Then they have nowhere else to turn and they can come be in my movie.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice trick.
That'll be funny if that's what's actually going on here. Someone someone's like, hey, heard you were Army Hammer's ex-girlfriend. I need you to say that he is a cannibal. What? Why would I say that? Well, I'm going to have a movie coming out here in a couple of years, and I really want him in it. I really want him as the main guy in my movie. So, could you just do this? Okay. Boom. Done. Army Hammer in your movie.
I wonder why not everybody's doing that. That sounds like a good trick.
You're going to listen to Captain Saunders tomorrow? The retired Delta Force soldier with a new book out.
Stream cancel.
He's the polar opposite of those brain-dead protesters.
Given the current climate, should Clay Saunders even be allowed on campus?
Mr. Saunders is a close personal...
Dude, it has music in it.
It has a lot of music. It's a trailer, man.
Through the
You asked me to play the trailer.
wombs of our women.
Fine.
Oh, wait a minute. Listen to this speech.
Allowed on campus?
Mr. Saunders is a close personal friend of Chancellor Friedman. This is a decision I cannot flank.
There are 3 ways Islam will conquer the West.
Dude, it's not just radical Islam. He says Islam.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Dude,
I was a bit
hang on
disappointed
here.
when I read radical Islam, but it's Islam.
Here's what's crazy, right? Like, so Army Hammer, he gets accused of being a wannabe cannibal and stuff like that and everything else going on. And it's like, okay, so you're gonna have to kind of fight your way out of being kind of blacklisted and stuff. You got to fight your way out. Well, doing Citizen Vigilante is probably not going to help that goal, right? Unless you're just deciding, okay, I'm just doing indie films like that. But same thing with this dude, right? I mean, he was the follow-up to Thanos, right? He was the new big villain. Then he gets canceled. And you're pointing out, it came out later. People didn't have the whole story. Maybe he's not as bad as he sounded. I don't know. I've only heard it from you, and I don't trust Turks. But if this guy's trying to get back, I mean, he was like Marvel new villain in what was going to be multiple films and stuff like that, and got derailed. Doing a film trashing Islam on the Daily Wire. Bold move.
Good.
Bold move. And what you have to be hoping at this point is if you make a really good movie that a bunch of people watch, then all of a sudden, like, it might become acceptable to be criticizing Islam in movies and stuff like that. So you'll be okay. But it's you're kind of going all in on this, man. You're going all in. If this sucks and everyone just makes fun of it and you are the star, then you're kind of screwed. But if it blows up and everyone loves it, then you're good to go.
Not in the good sense.
Through immigration, through the wombs of our women.
What?
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
This is how Islam tries to conquer the West. Mm-hmm. And he mentions, of course, through immigration and to the wombs of our women.
Hey. If he goes on to say, there are 3 stages of jihad, and he starts going, I'm there, man. I'm there, opening night.
If he then continues and says, they will penetrate our borders, but not in the Zut sense.
Dude, instant, I would be his biggest fan. I don't care if he massacred 100 women. He'd be okay with it, just for any Zoot joke at any point in that film. What? Hey, wait, is this gonna be in theaters? Is this gonna be like streaming?
Well, I don't know. I think it might be just streaming. I'm
Dude,
not sure.
if this is gonna be in theaters, we need to go watch it and then review it right afterwards, right after we walk out of the theater.
Even if it's not in theater, in theaters, even if it's just on screen, we should do that.
What's it called? Hide, run,
hide, fight, infidels. Well, there was already a film that they made called Run, Hide, Fight, and this is the second film called Infidels, which kind of makes me think maybe I should watch the first one too. But
it says no. I looked it up. No, Run, Hide, Fight, Infidels will not be in theaters. Instead, it is scheduled to premiere exclusively on the streaming platform Daily Wire on September 16th. 2026. All right, we should watch it as soon as it comes out and then give our review, and we can either tell people, guys, nope, this sucks, or we can say this is the greatest movie that's ever existed.
All right, we'll do that. So it will come out on September 16th. So on September 16th, we will sit together and watch this, and then we'll make a video reaction about it. Based.
It will be glorious.
Nations' freedoms against us.
Hang on, look at what he just said.
Against us. And by using our nation's freedoms...
Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do.
We use your nation's freedoms against them. Is that what we do?
Yes. We use our freedom of speech. We use our freedom of expression. We use our freedom to bear arms. Oh, wait, I don't have that one. You know what? Maybe these jihadis deserve to win.
Beast.
Are you paying attention?
Yep.
Listen carefully.
What? You said a lot of snack bar.
Great Satan, America will fall.
Whoa!
We're infidels.
Just
the
got
bodies of women are not pure, and the men's souls are unclean.
Oh, they got a hostage situation.
It is a hostage situation.
Them so dangerous. Their goals are not in this life, but the next.
Anyone? I got friends here. I can't just leave. Listen to me. Illallah.
Whoa!
Hang on a second. What was that? That is a blue-haired woman with a keffiyeh being executed by an Islamic terrorist.
No, they would never do that. They're allies. When you said, "Hey, what was that?" I thought you were referring to someone being defenestrated.
The what?
I know you're foreign, but one of the words you have to learn is defenestrate. That means to get thrown out of a window.
Defenestrated?
Defenestrate.
That's an actual word? I'm going to Google that,
Yeah.
man. Defenestration. But that isn't... Defenestration is the act of throwing someone or something out of a window. Huh.
See?
Interesting.
You just saw it on your screen. You saw someone get defenestrated.
That is interesting.
Illallah. We cannot run.
Illallah, slick. These guys are crazy, man.
Have to fight. I will be rewarded 10,000 times in the next life. When you die, you're nothing. Only one way to find out.
Oh man.
That's
only
the
one
way.
You need cooler lines, man. They need to come to us for cool lines, right? Like that Muslim there, he should have said, "When I die, I will get to spend eternity deflowering prepubescent little girls, as we read in the Quran."
To which you will respond with?
Call me al-Zut, because you're about to get penetrated by 30, and then he fires like 30 rounds at him. What? That would be way better dialogue, man.
I was just thinking, if they gave it to you, you probably just insert random Zut jokes there. So.
And then, like the Muslims, they should be, "You all denying the proof. As Muhammad said, the eyes are the leather strap of the anus. How could you deny the truth?"
Premieres September 16th. There you go. That's when we will sit down and watch it and then tell everybody about it. Inshallah. Inshallah.
People in the chat are saying, "Please make David the director." I don't need to be the director. I should just be, and I don't need to do most of the writing, just the dialogue. I can make the dialogue better.
Of course, these things are completely blown out of proportion because Muslims clearly don't have goals like conquering the West or being opposed to disbelievers and all that. Right?
The word, and with a decree of yours, you will annihilate them. Ya Rahman Rahimin, you annihilated. And you destroyed the likes of Ad and Thamud and Fir'aun. These are the Fir'auns and the Ad and Thamud of today. Ya Rahman Rahimin, we ask you, Ya Allah, destroy them. Destroy them, Allah. Take them off the service of this earth. Ya Rahman Rahimin, Ya Akram al-Akramin.
على القوم الكافرين اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين اللهم انصر عبادك الموحدين اللهم انصرهم على القوم المجرم أحصهم عددا اللهم اقتلهم بددا ولا تغادر منهم.
اللهم يا ربنا إنهم يجاهدون في سبيلك اللهم إنهم يجاهدون في سبيلك اللهم انصرهم يا رب العالمين اللهم انصرهم على أعدائهم يا رب العالمين اللهم عليك باليهود اللهم عليك باليهود وأعوانهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك اللهم اقسهم على.
To be fair, it is only part of their religion to wish for Allah to annihilate the Jews and the Christians. So shouldn't complain.
فإنهم لا يعجزونك اللهم اقسهم عددا اللهم احصهم عددا واقتلهم بددا ولا تغادر منهم أحدا يا رب العالمين.
بالصليبيين اللهم عليك بهم فإنهم لا.
Just a reference, or just something for people to keep in mind, for all those who don't know it. Whenever you hear Muslims refer to the Crusaders, they mean the entire Christian world. Or often they mean the European Western Christian world. And by that, I'm not making a distinction between Western Europe and Eastern Europe, or, Catholics and Protestants versus other, like the Orthodox, for example. They mean European Christians in general. They refer to Christians, specifically often to European Christians, but also to Christians in general as the Crusaders. So whenever they make a prayer about the annihilation and the victory over the Crusaders, or whenever they refer to the filthy Crusaders, they are referring to Christians in general. That is one way of simply saying a different word rather than saying Christians.
اللهم نصرك الذي وعدت على القوم الكافرين.
Allahumma destroy all the
What the hell is this guy doing?
enemies of Islam. Allahumma destroy all the enemies of Islam.
Especially David Wood and the apostate prophet.
Show in them, show in us the great signs of Allah in their utter destruction, annihilation, humiliation.
Hasn't this guy been getting completely destroyed for the last year and a half, man? Like entire life falling apart? I don't know, man.
Allah doesn't listen to them. Oh Allah, destroy the Americans and their supporters. You may have heard this prayer 3 times or so during this whole compilation. This has become a common thing. Count them one by one. Kill them all.
You know, it'd be funny. Hey, check that out. Oh Allah, count them one by one, and it cuts away to Allah. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, what now? Kill them. But he counts up to 30.
No. He got Allah, and he goes, a 1, a 2, a 3.
Oh Allah, count them one by one. Make them 30.
عددا واقتلهم بددا ولا تغادر منهم أحدا يا رب اللهم اقتلهم بددا اللهم احصهم عددا واقتلهم بددا ولا تغادر منهم أحدا يا رب.
These are Palestinians, by the way. I can't believe that this whole scam of Palestinians being good guys has been spread so much over the last few years. But they hate you. They hate you. They absolutely hate you, and they pray for your destruction and victory over you every day.
If these people are so dangerous, then why do they have a totally open border with Egypt? Explain that then.
Huh. Joke's on you. They don't.
No.
In fact, Egypt has the funniest border in the world. The most, you could almost think it's a very messed up border. But this is the border between Egypt and Gaza. Egypt, of course, knows the Palestinians of Gaza so much that this is the border that they set up between themselves and Gaza.
All I see is one big welcome mat.
Yeah.
Covered with layer upon layer of razor wire, but a welcome mat.
When Palestinians say, hey, Egypt, can I please come in? Egypt says, no, get the hell away from me. That is what Egypt does. Anyway, Avindri says, it's almost like they follow the devil. Almost. Fide Defensor, UK. AP, collab with Tom McDonald on your chart topper, Stay Away from Islam. It can be such a banger in educational, life, and culture preserving too. Who's Tom McDonald?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Why is AP going to collab with some Tom McDonald had a farm?
Oh, that's that guy? That's the one rapper? Is that the same guy who made a song with Ben Shapiro?
And on his farm.
Mike Rochwinger says, no, we can't oppose them. We Christians must team up with Muslims to fight the evil Ziols and Wingerlings.
That's a good point.
Songs of Relief. I remember as a teenager, I decided to read the Quran. It translated Kaib as ankles. Even without the perviness, I thought this God is more shallow than most men. Who cares ankles? It's heaven. Powerful.
It's called, yeah, guys, it's crazy because the reason it's called that is because the tiny little ankle bone on the side is like a budding little breast. And so that's why they use this. That's why they use the same root word there.
Cold McDonald had a farm. Can we get Gangsta Paradise about Islam's paradise, says Paul.
That might be a good parody, man. That might be a good parody song. You're the parody master, man.
Do you even remember?
Remember what?
I read you my lines that I had prepared about this very idea several years ago. You found them kind of funny.
I don't remember.
I actually thought about this years ago of making a parody of Islam called Muslim Paradise. I even wrote most of it. I actually sat down and wrote most of it because I came up with funny ideas, and over several years I wrote.
Okay, what do you do at the beginning? As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, what's your parody lyrics?
I don't remember.
Okay, all right, yeah. Oh, I wrote an awesome parody too, AP. I had it. It's all stored in my computer somewhere.
As I walk through this something on my way to the mosque, it was. I take a look at my beard and realize it's pretty soft. Something like that. I have to get back to writing that. As I walk through the city on my way to the mosque, I take a look at my beard and realize it's pretty soft. I comb it and groom it and keep it so long that even my cousin thinks I look kind of hot. Something like that. So, gotta continue with this, pick it back up and do something about it. So it says, don't even know why you'd want that. I don't know what this is about. Muslim men think far lower in their anatomy. Beautiful. Buddy the Rabbit, Jake really looked at Daniel and went, Achi Habibi, hold my beard oil, I got this. That is the funny thing, man. They want to insist that they absolutely love the idea of having sex with... I don't want to say it anymore. Mike Rochwinger, I seriously thought Jake was wearing a fedora. Perfectly matches his neck beard. Beautiful. He looked kind of weird, man. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was supposed to be there in person, but then he couldn't come in person. He was suddenly on camera only. And
they said his flight got delayed a bunch of times or something.
He couldn't see anyone. He could only hear you or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah.
So at least he didn't look at the crowd and see that he is in front of a crowd, but he was very happy in front of a large crowd to admit that he actually loves the idea of having sex with little underdeveloped prepubescent. That's what Islam does. Tucker Carlson seeing Jake's tape and
I'm telling you, that's part of a beat, man.
Crow said this man supports eternal child grape, and Hasamo, a Christian, still chooses to team up with Jake. Does Hasamo also support eternal grape of children? Who knows? His name is Sahomo. Samiz Dad says C.S. Lewis, The Great Divorce, getting every desire satisfied effortlessly is actual hell. Paul, Egypt grape assault data show covering doesn't help. Yes, that's right.
Egypt.
Who's Paul Williams? His name is Pee-wee. Come on, AP. This is correct. Carol Faria. It's sad how inconsequential God is to Muslims. Their goal is staying out of hell and gaining hedonism, while we would do anything to be in Jesus' presence. Well, that is the thing. In Islam, you don't have a concept of loving God and of God loving you. You have the idea that God is your tyrant, master, and that you are a slave who just needs to avoid getting brutally whipped and skinned and burnt by Allah, who is always angry, and who, if you commit minor sins even, will add them as punishment to you to burn you and burn you and burn you. And you have to do enough things that he demands of you so that you can, on the scoreboard, achieve a good score and make it out of hell. So you don't have this whole idea that God is love, that God loves you. Why would you want to be with that God? And he will reward you as he rewards a dog, as an abusive dog owner, if you do good things. Objective Christian, Kaaba looks like Muhammad's BH. Look at the image. I just blinked you both in on X. The resemblance is uncanny. Behind. I'll check it out. Rick Newton, David's Wood has confirmed payment. Pray for PayPal. Yes. Mike Rochwinger, a long time ago, Candace went on Joe Rogan and said, websites claiming climate change is real aren't trustable, unlike .org sites. Joe exposed her and laughed when Dave Rubin said Candace was smart. I know, I remember that moment. It was stupid. It was incredibly stupid. She never knew what she talked about. She was always an idiot. She was always a fraud. But, it'll be interesting to see the sea lion king fight an alleged schizophrenic black man over facts and pedantry. It sounds headache-inducing. Powerful. All right. Let's have a look at a few more things here. This is a good example of Muslims, here's Paul Williams again, not being able to read past headlines and not being able to acquire proper information. I find it so funny when I see this guy's tweets. He says the Quran is way ahead of you. You see. Then he quotes this post by the Independent: bacon and alcohol increase stomach cancer risk. Now, David, what do you think? Do you think this article is accurate, and this Muslim took an accurate line here, and was like, you see, the Quran confirms this truth that science only found very recently? Or do you think there's more to this story?
I'm guessing this isn't actually anything that would help Islam.
Correct.
And I'm guessing it's kind of the same point that Tim Pool was making, that people don't actually read stuff.
Correct. This is one of many examples where people who say don't trust the media, but then they just take whatever headline the media wrote and then run with it. Because if you actually open the article, it says the following: eating processed meat, such as bacon and drinking alcohol, has been strongly linked to stomach cancer. This is one study. There are conflicting studies. It is actually about processed meat. People eating 50 grams of processed meat a day, equivalent to 2 rashers of bacon, was found to have an increased risk of encouraging the condition, according to a study from the World Cancer Research Fund, first published in 2016. The article is about processed meat.
So not about pork.
Yeah. So an accurate headline, and they used bacon here as an example because bacon is a very popular thing. The accurate headline here would be: processed meat and alcohol increase stomach cancer risk. Does Islam prohibit processed meat?
No.
So, therefore, this here is in no way in favor of Islam. On the contrary, if you want to use this as an argument that Islam is true because it proves Islam true, or that Islam got something right and science is only figuring it out right now, I don't really know what to do with that. This is a very stupid way of thinking, and Muslims do this all the time. The article says nothing about bacon, or it only gives bacon as an example. Here is an example of why we must stop Islam. This is a video from: we will chop off their heads, liberate Al-Aqsa Mosque, and lead the army of Allah, fulfilling his promise, and we will subject them to eternal torture. This is from 2019, from Philadelphia.
ونقدم الأرواح دون تواني وسنضرب الأعناق عن أجسادهم ونحرر الأقصى الحزين العاري ونقود جيش الله منجز وعده ونسومهم سوء العذاب القاني.
Music and throw.
This is the kind of stuff that they do in America, in the United States of America. You have you have Muslims establishing and creating events where, of course, Palestinians and other Muslims come together to celebrate and pledge to killing and beheading their enemies. In this case, of course, Jews. But if you don't care about the Jews, you should notice that you are next. That they are going to be martyrs for Allah. This is the kind of stuff that is being allowed under religious freedom, under tolerance, under whatever it is. Bringing children into these events and making them say these things. I think, honestly, Islam should be treated with discrimination. And Islamic events should be strictly watched. And stuff like this should be strictly punished. Everyone involved should be deported. And no place, no Islamic institution or, any Islamic place at all should be opened unless a clear promise is given that they will abide by certain principles. And those principles should be very, very extensive. And everyone who disobeys should be kicked out. People shouldn't be tolerating Islam. People shouldn't be coexisting with Islam. People shouldn't allow Islam as just a religion that is here where people simply follow, simply believe in their understanding of Allah, of God, and then live life. They should abide by your principles or piss off. And you should enforce that. Islam is here to conquer, not to coexist. And as long as you allow it to grow, this is the kind of stuff that will happen in your neighborhood, right next to you. Stuff like this will be told to your children. However, we have McKinney city leaders vote 7-0 to approve controversial mosque development. You have, where is this? In Texas. In Texas, council voted last night to approve new mosque, new Islamic community, which was tied to very, very controversial things. It is causing outrage right now, but the council approved it. And so we have an increase in more and more spread of mosques, Islamic locations, Islamic institutions. This stuff is growing. Americans, don't be stupid. Don't make the same mistake that Europeans did. You will regret it. You will regret it. Anyway, anything else, David?
Muslim ban. He wants to ban Muslims. We will tell him this is.
Hey, isn't this Sheikh Ketchup?
That's Sheikh Ibn Thibin, aka Sheikh Ibn Ketchup, aka Sheikh Ibn Smollett, aka Sheikh Ibn Zina, aka Sheikh Ibn Footnote. Man, that's him, the one and only.
In your country to ban. This is the land of Allah, as every land is the land of Allah. And there are Muslims here that are here, that are going to be here. And if you don't like it, I would suggest he goes somewhere else. But I don't know where he's going to go. If he goes back to Europe, a lot of Muslims in Europe, I've been there recently. You go to Africa, you go to South America, you go to China, you go to Malaysia, you go to Japan, you go to the Antarctic, there's Muslims. So I would make a suggestion.
To the Antarctic? There are Muslims in the Antarctic?
They're Muslim penguins.
They're Muslim. We're converting the penguins in the Antarctic.
We banged all the penguins and now they converted.
In the Antarctic. We saw these little shapes walking toward us. We thought they were little girls, so we banged them. Turned out they were penguins. Now they're all Muslim.
If he wants to go somewhere where there is no Muslims, I suggest he goes to hell. And know that our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given us the glad tidings that this religion of Islam will enter every household. Every household. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Sahih Hadith, he told us, this ummah, the guarantee, this ummah who will be victorious, and those that try to overcome them will not be able to.
Allah.
Yeah, unfortunately, he just got absolutely massacred in a debate, man.
Beautiful, beautiful. We recently had a, what is his name? Abdul El-Sayed, who just made progress in the elections for U.S. Senate in Michigan, who is still on his path to possibly win elections on behalf of the Democratic Party, to become a U.S. Senator, who is a Muslim by the name of Abdul El-Sayed, who has said the following words.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Question 755.
The video is quiet. It's not my fault. Deal with it.
The state of Oklahoma voted in a referendum to amend the Constitution to ban Sharia law. What does that mean? I don't know. And yet the voters banned it anyway. And I don't have to tell you that the same exact forces that drove native peoples from their land 2 centuries ago, destroyed Black Wall Street a century ago, bombed a building decades ago, and tried to ban Sharia law not a decade ago, those forces are alive and well today.
He's speaking against America, against Americans, against white Americans, for Islam, responding to those who want to ban Sharia. He wants to lead the fight on behalf of Muslims and become part of the US Senate. Don't allow it, people. If your system allows this kind of stuff to happen, change your system. You're bringing Islam to your homes and Islam will behead you in the future as you continue to give it power. It will behead your system, and it will behead you in the future as you give it power. It will strangle you and then behead you, as it beheads those who leave it. User how much to drive a nail, says Avindri. If the Andrew Wilson Candace Owens debate happens, will you guys cover it? Yes, we will cover it. Do Chula Days made a super sticker. Thank you so much. You good, man? Says Ari Wasman. Oh yes, I'm good. What's up, Ari? Ari. Thank you, Ari. Sheikh Rock. They should have cast all Dawa guys in that movie. They should have. Cain was innocent. The woman chased him.
Hey, when you started the trailer, I was like, oh, it should be they need that same they need the same Muslims from that Citizen Vigilante. Wouldn't that have been funny if they're like the Muslims in like every single movie?
That would be funny. That'd be hilarious. Study Hart said, do you think Islam should be classified as a terrorist political ideology and be banned in the United States and not allow any Muslims run for office? I have different ideas on. I think implementing something like that would be a very, very difficult thing to do. So I think measures should be taken against the establishment of mosques and stuff that you may say in the mosque, and stuff that mosques may do. Terrorist threats should be taken very seriously. There should be more restrictions placed on people being naturalized, giving citizenship, or becoming immigrants. If they express very, very clearly pro-Islamic ideas and clear hostility against a host nation, they should be deported without question.
Or if they're Turks.
Or if they're Turks, deport all Turks immediately. That's of course a detail we can't simply go around. So I think free speech is good if you have a proper Western nation with its native populations. Free speech is good if you have Christians. Free speech is good if you have these people of the West. I think free speech freedoms that you have in the West can be easily taken advantage of and used against you if you invite a hostile population that has a hostile ideology that wants to subvert and subjugate you. And I think that people need to, at least for a while, in order to solve a problem, move away from their ideas of just giving everyone freedom and liberalism to deal with this problem at hand. And not make the Declaration of Human Rights or liberalism their God, or make freedom their God, make freedom of speech and freedom of religion their God, but rather uphold their prior, proper, stable principles and do something against invasions and threats. Sahandip Kabak. Hopefully the movie explains their behavior from Zut and Goat influences. I hope it does too. Objective Christian. Defenestrate or deformate? Dr. Nasser's magic box of rocks. Defenestrate is my favorite word. LOL, love you guys. Nice. Metalith, insert random AZ joke.
Al Zut joke.
Not in this sense. They should have set the release date 5 days earlier. I know. Why did they pick September 16 and not September 11?
Yeah, that is weird, man.
Nobody thought of it. AP, always nice hearing you. Shake your bum bum, says Famicom Mike. Jingoistic pick, get in touch with people. Could get premiere invite. Huh. You're making
that would be something you might want to try pulling some strings for, man.
I could do that. Islam Schmislam gifted 1 membership and imprisoned one more person into our cult. Kozin Kozan Tucker laugh reminds me of Joker type beat on YouTube. Nice. Oh wait, that was the wrong button. Paul, can we get bye for after Al Zut finish scene?
Bye.
Please add weird wild stuff to the soundboard.
Weird, wild stuff.
What is that from?
Johnny Carson, kind of. It became more popular. Dana Carvey's impression of Johnny Carson on Saturday Night Live. He used to always go, weird, wild stuff.
Homosexuality should be fine.
Sorry about that. Anyway, have you seen Jeremy Boring's new video? Says Ram. Newest video? Which one are you referring to? New video? Jeremy Boring. Jeremy Boring is good.
I heard he's talking about Russia and stuff, but I don't know if that's his most recent one. I don't know.
No, his most recent one is from 2 hours ago. Hassan Piker and Kenneth Owens are selling you third world thinking. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Gotta check it out. Gotta check it out. He's got some good stuff and he's got good conversations. Somebody recommended this his video on Dugan and all that recently, his conversation, which is very, very good as far as I have seen. That guy, they're working on building a 10,000 square foot mosque in North Mississippi too. They already got the permits and laid foundation. People should protest it. Songs of relief. We have too many blue-haired soft targets, USA. Indeed. Too sexy for my hair says, too many YouTube libs think Islam and Christianity are two sides of the same coin. For any serious measures to be taken against Islam and not Christianity, which is why everybody should go out and inform everybody they can. Everyone should be informed about Islam. We should start big projects about this. And we are. I am flying over to Los Angeles tomorrow to do my job for that as well. And I need your support. I need your help. So help out by donating in the description. Need your support. Dr. Gold 99. They should have vocab playing Momo if he's in the movie. That would be funny. And to have the 30 minutes of Al-Zut. Is it Al-Zut, Al-Zut, or Al-Zid? It's a good question. Okay, David, anything else? This is all I can do for tonight.
We've said it all once again, man. The problem is there are always new things to say the next day.
Pol Pot said Massachusetts passing bill to force Muslims in government. I saw that, but I think it didn't actually make it through. The plan or the bill didn't actually make it through. So, hey, look at this. Was just talking about this. Here's a Canadian scholar, Yunus Kathrada.
There's no Canadian scholars, man.
There's a Canadian. Where is this? Here.
Dr. Tim Horton.
There's a Canadian Islamic scholar, Yunus Kathrada. He says the following:
Palestine or Palestine is a Muslim land.
This dude.
Palestine.
Looks like a garden gnome.
Of the prophets. No disbeliever, no kafir, no non-Muslim has any right in ruling or governing it, that is, in governing and ruling Palestine with disbelief and atheism. They cannot rule by democracy or any of these other non-Muslim laws.
He talks like a freaking dork.
He does.
Because you're going to hear this all the time, the Jewish claim that Allah promised them the Holy Land.
I find it so funny, man. There are so many people out there recently who believe and buy this whole thing of the Palestinians are being oppressed just because they want to live in their own land, and the Jews are not allowing it. The Palestinians are fighting against it. Muslims are uniting in their fight against Israel because they don't want Jews ruling over the land. That's it. They don't want disbelievers, non-Muslims ruling over the land. That's it. That's why they're doing it. That is what is going on. Hey, did you see this, man? Wait, I'll show you.
Claim that Allah promised them the Holy Land is absolutely baseless. It is only, it's a fantasy. It's a myth. In fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dedicated this land for Muslims in all times.
That is so funny, considering that the Quran actually says that Allah gave it to the Jews.
These Jews who disbelieve in Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and therefore also disbelieve in Musa alayhi salam, They have no
Because, of course, Moses was a Muslim as well, as we all know.
right to rule Palestine, Philistine. The Muslims, it is their duty to expel the Yahud, the Jews, from Philistine because it is an Islamic land. It is a Muslim land. That land belongs to the Muslims, and that land must be ruled according to the Sharia of Allah, the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The Sharia.
The true terrorists are those who are occupying those lands today.
You know what's funny? This guy is in Canada. He has been repeatedly preaching and teaching and publicly saying stuff like that, that Islam, that Muslims have the obligation to subjugate the disbelievers, that Islam has the obligation to declare them enemies, that Muslims are superior. He has justified and stood with Islamic terrorists. This guy continues to be in Canada.
Hang on. Look at the description there, who he's speaking to, what event he's speaking at.
Muslim Youth, Victoria. Friday sermon by Sheikh Yunus Kathrada in Victoria, BC, Canada. It is published on Muslim Youth.
This is for the young people, guys.
Muslim Youth. This is the kind of stuff that people in the West are tolerating in their countries and allowing. This guy is telling the Muslim youth that you are allowing to be raised under your freedoms, that the disbelievers are filth, and that Muslims have the obligation to rule over them, rule over you guys with Islamic law, and you guys are allowing it. Yes, we all know Canada is retarded. We all know Canada sucks. We all know Canada is this liberal place. We all know Canada. Yeah, it's not just Canada. It's all of Europe. It's all of the Western world. Soon it's the United States of America. And people are allowing this kind of stuff. Let's not say anything mean about it. Let's not make any radical suggestion. It's not nice. And we could be banned or deported. Reported, we could be banned. We could be this, we could be that. Screw it, man. These guys want to rule over you. They see you as filth. Deport them. This guy has been here for decades now saying this kind of stuff. He should be deported. Deported. You should deport such people. Allahu Akbar. White lips, not YouTube lips. Powerful. All right, David, anything else?
We've said it all.
We've said it all.
And now, the end is near.
All right, thanks everybody for watching. Make it short today. Only 1 hour and 48 minutes. See you all very soon. And as always, God bless you all. And
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam. Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam. Stay away from Islam. Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam!